Hey guys, it's Erin with Hand Stamp Style, and in today's Monday Mishmash video, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Illuminate Glimmer Watermark pad. And I used it in a project earlier in the week on my blog, and I had a couple of people who wanted to know a little bit more about the pad and why it's different from the other pads that we have in the catalog right now. And so I wanted to kind of show you, it is a Watermark style pad, and the only other one that we have in the catalog that is similar to that is the Versamark. And they are slightly different in the fact that the Versamark usually is a little bit darker depending on the cardstock that you're using. And of course there's no shimmer to the Versamark, just in the ink itself. So I want to show you a few samples that I did for you, and some of them are easier to see than others. Let me just move these down here so that you can actually see. Okay, so what I did is on this side we used the Illuminate, and on this side we used the Versamark. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit for you so that you can see the difference, hopefully. This, I'm going to kind of move the cardstock a little bit. I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see. One looks almost gray or silver, and the other one is darker. This is the Riding Hood Red cardstock, and some of the cardstocks I find work better for the Illuminate, and some of them work better for the traditional Versamark. This particular one, I love the Illuminate. It obviously has much more impact in person than it does, say, on video or in photographs. It actually looks really good on this cardstock, but as far as photographs and videos, the Versamark works best on all three. So that's that particular cardstock. This is Melon Mambo, I believe. Melon Mambo, I think. And this is the Illuminate, and this is the Versamark. And I almost think the Melon Mambo is a little bit too bright or light of a cardstock to use this particular ink for. The Daffodil also, really any of the yellows would be almost too light for, I think personally, either one of these inks. Those particular, when you go with the lighter cardstocks, it really is best to use the same color ink to get that watermark effect. This is the Early Espresso, and personally I think the Illuminate looks best. The Versamark looks really good, but it's almost so dark that it's kind of hidden, and the Illuminate just gives that little sheen. It looks so pretty. Here's the black, and of course you can't see the Versamark on it at all. It's there, but you can hardly see it. Whereas the Illuminate is really, look how pretty that is. And it's even prettier in person. It's kind of a cross, when you use it on the black paper, it's kind of a cross between craft ink, white craft, and like a silver shimmer, which is really nice. It works really nicely on the black cardstock. This is the Crumb Cake. And again, I think this cardstock is a little too light for the Illuminate. You can see it, but only when you kind of move the cardstock around. So depends on the look you're going for. If you really do want like a true watermark subtle effect, then it'll work great. It's obviously more subtle than even the traditional Versamark. This is Night of Navy. And I think it looks really, both of these actually look really good on this cardstock. But the Illuminate really shines. On the darker cardstocks, they really kind of showcase themselves. Oh, I've got this one turned the wrong way. Okay, so this one is the Versamark, and this one is the Illuminate. And you can't, the Illuminate's really kind of very, very subtle on this card. You can see it sort of there. And it's got some sheen, you can see. There we go. So you can see it, but you really have to move it around. It's not going to have a real impact. It's very subtle on the basic gray. So that kind of gives you an idea of how those look. And then I wanted to also kind of show you too, I was playing with it a little bit. I embossed a solid image. This one at the top didn't really do that great because I didn't get it that hot. I I tried to find a solid image. I used a butterfly and potpourri, I think is how you say it. And it keeps the sheen. That's what I was kind of trying to figure out if it would do. It keeps the silver glimmer of the actual ink. I used clear embossing powder. But if you can see, I'm going to zoom in here. If you can see, it didn't quite, it's almost like the ink is a little bit, once you start to heat it, it's a little bit, I don't know, resistant. It causes the embossing powder to kind of pool up in certain areas. If you feel it, it is covered by embossing powder. It's just the layer where it looks like there's none is much, much thinner than everywhere else on the image. But you can see it's still very, it's almost like creating that iridescent ice embossing powder look without the little chunkies. You know how you run your finger over it and it's kind of gritty, it's not smooth. That's kind of the look you get with the pad and the Illuminate pad and the the clear embossing powder. It's very shimmery. It looks very pretty, and but it's not completely smooth. But I wanted to kind of give you an idea of how those work and what the difference is between the two, the Versamark and the Illuminate pad. And I hope you found that helpful. If you have any other questions or would like any information on any of the products that we have, or anything that you are considering getting but want to get more information on, I would be more than happy to help you out. So you just shoot me an email or add a comment at the end of this post or video, and I will be more than happy to help you out with that. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again really soon. Bye-bye.